So I'm playing Jagged Alliance 2 Wildfire, and I'm getting my cheeks absolutely clapped at Dresden. I saw the Warlocky video. I had this game out of happenstance. I don't know if I got it on a sale or whatever, but I decided to try it out. I've watched the Warlocky video on and off again over the years, and I thought, fuck it, after my latest rewatch, I'd give it a try. Goddamn does he make this game look easy. I had 2 dead, and all of my mercenaries heavily wounded with a massacre, just brutal, close quarters combat fighting going down at Dresden. I walked my squad just to keep everybody together since everybody was extremely low on health into a building, and lo and behold, some jackass fired through a wall and killed 2 more of my mercs, one of which was my custom character, instantaneously. It felt like the game was a complete waste of my time because I just wasn't good at it, and there was too many scattered resources online to learn how to get good at it. Now, I know I'm one to talk, I know I'm a fucking windbag, and some of my videos and streams can go on for 18 years, but anytime I try to find Jagged Alliance related information online, especially for the second game, people tend to not be able to compartmentalize or get to the fucking point when it comes to mechanics, so I've struggled to learn the game, and I've struggled to become more familiar and more proficient with the mechanics, so all in all, I'm not having a great time with the game, and I just feel like I'm wasting my time. And the thought process of feeling like I'm wasting my time reminded me of that time Pizza Hut wasted $90 and all of their time on me. Now, I'm an old man at 28 years old, and back then I was an old man at 25, 26, whenever this was. I know with the rise of DoorDash and Uber Eats and other independent delivery platforms, which apparently there's a lot now, it's become an ancient tradition to actually order pizza directly from a company and have their delivery drivers do it. On and off again over the years, I've built up a rapport with this Pizza Hut that has been shattered due to the events we're going to be talking about in this video. The way that I ordered this pizza was via the Pizza Hut website, putting in your credentials, your information, your login info, your blood type, your firstborn son, all that fun stuff. So when I had initially ordered this pizza, I remember it was about 9 or 10 in the morning, and it was a day I had off from whatever job I had at the time. Judge me all you want for having pizza at like 9 in the morning, but hey, fuck you. My money, my day off. Plus, I knew that this particular Pizza Hut was a bit of a ways away from me, so it would probably arrive around 10 or 11, which, still the morning time, but I feel like is a lot more acceptable. It's around lunchtime, it's fine. Now, I've got everything I need to receive my pizza. I paid online with a card. I've got my receipt. I've got my email. We're good to go. It's just a matter of waiting. We get to 10 o'clock, nothing. 11 o'clock, nothing. Noon, nothing. About 12:30, I'm a little weirded out because normally it's about 45 minutes to an hour. I'm not over there blowing up their phone after 15 minutes because I'm familiar with this Pizza Hut location and I know they're a bit of a ways away. I remember about 1 o'clock, I think, I called and I was like, hey, what's going on? Or at the very least, I tried to, because in the confirmation email you get the phone number for the establishment that your pizza was made at. They didn't answer the phone. Busy day, probably. Now, an interesting thing is, even if you Google, at least in my experience, my local Pizza Hut, the first number you will generally get is the corporate number. I didn't know that. Go online, I Google my local Pizza Hut phone number, Vagaboo, and I get the corporate number. I call corporate. There's apparently a national Pizza Hut center in America, I guess. That guy's like, hey, you need to call your local Pizza Hut. Where's your Pizza Hut? What is it? What's the info about it? I'll transfer you. Cool. Transfers me back. They don't fucking answer. Whatever, probably busy. Call back again at 2. Finally, I get someone on the phone. I tell them I have an order going and that I'm just wondering where it is because I ordered at like 9 in the morning and it's now like 2 p.m. Well, the first person that I had on the phone was a nice gentleman, sounded about 19, 20, young guy. Told me that supposedly it had been dispatched around 11 and lo and behold, they had given it to a DoorDash driver. Now, I took a minute here to actually go dig up this old email, and the day I had ordered this was a Saturday, so of course I was going to be off work, but I digress, that's not important. When I had ordered this initially in the morning was 9:37 a.m. When I had made the phone call was about 2 o'clock if my memory serves me correctly. So I'm on the phone with a guy, I tell him, order made at 9:30, he's like, well, it was dispatched around 11:30. You didn't get it? No. Well, we gave it to a DoorDash driver. Why the fuck did you do that? It wasn't a DoorDash order. He puts me on hold. I'm on hold for like 10 minutes. He apologizes. He says it'll be remade. There we go. It gets to about 3 p.m. and there's still no pizza. I call back. This time I get a lady. Sounds about 30, 40 years old, mom type beat. I have to catch her up like I caught up the last guy. Hey, I ordered at this time. Here's my information. Here's my blood. Here's my second born son because you already took the first one for payment. What's going on with the pizza? She tells me, yet again, they gave it to a DoorDash driver. Fucking why? I told her, please stop doing that. She's like, well, whatever drivers come in, get it. By my logic, if the order comes through Pizza Hut and you give it to a not Pizza Hut person who is involved with the ticket, they have no obligation to fulfill the order, and they'll just fuck off with it into the night, because there's no accountability there as far as I understand. Comment down below if you're a Pizza Hut manager or you work at a Pizza Hut where they seem to use DoorDash and Uber Eats drivers for non-DoorDash orders, I guess. I don't know. But she puts in a reorder. There we go. Now, I have a roommate, so at the time I had gotten him a pizza, a medium pizza, I had gotten me a medium pizza, and we had gotten drinks with it. So it's about $30 order each time. We are up to $60 because the first and second order have just gone poof. We wait and wait and wait and wait. It gets around to 5 p.m. I call back, no fucking answer. I call back roughly an hour later, around 5:40, I think, 5:45, something like that. I know it wasn't 6 o'clock on the dot because of details we would have during this conversation that I vaguely remember. I get the guy that I talked to initially the first time earlier, and he and I have a conversation, a very empathetic conversation, and he's very apologetic that I've not gotten my order, having ordered at 9, and it is now getting closer to 6, which is something he made a point of. He is no longer within the ability to authorize new orders, so I have to get handed off to some random manager. Random manager, for whatever reason, is very skeptical with me for whatever reason, and is very difficult with me, and it turns into a silver-tongued back and forth just to get her on board with the situation. Finally, she relents and says that they'll send out another driver. I tell her, stop sending them out with DoorDash drivers. Now, here's how I remember that it was roughly 5:40, 5:45-ish when I had first called for this third phone call, because she said, I remember her saying, it's 6:02, our drivers don't come in until 7. What kind of fucking Pizza Hut drivers don't start working till 7 o'clock? I tell her I will wait for a real driver, just stop giving them to the DoorDash drivers. It's 8 o'clock and I call again. What the fuck is going on over there? It has almost been 11 hours since I have paid for this thing. What is going on? There's a new cast of characters at the restaurant, none of which are the 3 people that I've talked to prior. I have to catch them up, order information, yada-da. For whatever fucking reason, one of the new managers that I get to talk to, out of all of the people I've talked to so far, is supposedly, apparently, the general manager / the owner of this particular thing, a franchisee or some kind of senior manager or some shit. I don't remember the title. But she goes, hey, I've sent you $90 worth of product today, apparently. And I'm like, well, that's not my fucking problem. What do you mean you've sent $90 of product? You've only sent out 2 orders. No, there was a dispatch at 7 o'clock. Oh, from the Pizza Hut driver? No. For a third fucking time, they have given my pizzas, and my soda, and my God and everything to some random fucking DoorDash driver. Now, I tell General Manager Magoo, your person earlier told me that they were going to give it to a Pizza Hut driver. Oh, well, they only work on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay, cool, I guess. She's like, I'll refund the whole thing. We'll try this again another day, but I'm not going to send any more food out to you because I've lost $90 of product. Now, I didn't say this to her, but my first thought was, well, whose fucking fault was that? You should have just canceled the order or talked to me or talked to your staff about it. Listen, man, I'm not a business manager, I'm not an owner, but for fuck's sake, this Pizza Hut inadvertently just gave away $90 of free food to God knows who because they kept giving an in-house order away to DoorDash drivers and Uber Eatsers and random homeless people and aliens and God knows what. Now, if you're wondering, you bet your ass I called back Tuesday. What me and the manager ended up coming to was not a full-on refund, but she gave me credit for the order that I could then use, and she recommended that I'd wait, unfortunately, until a day when they had in-house drivers. She told me in no uncertain terms if there was a 4th and final failure, then I would be blacklisted, apparently, or something like that, which I don't know how it's my fault your external drivers from DoorDash and Uber Eats and whatever are fucking this up, but I digress. I ask her, when do her drivers that are in-house normally come in Tuesday and Thursday? She says they don't get in until about 7 Tuesday and Thursday. I asked her what about Saturday. She said she didn't know what the hell that employee was talking about. They only have in-house drivers Tuesday and Thursdays that work 7 to 11. What kind of fucking shift is that? I don't know. She said they were part-timers. Apparent fucking leave. They're only working 2 days a week at 4 to 5 hours a week, but whatever. Never heard of that before. I'm sure Pizza Hut people or other restaurateurs in the comments listening to this are going to be scratching their head like, what kind of fucking shift is that? I don't know, man. What I do know is I did try again Tuesday. Now, I planned for the following Tuesday, from what I can remember, and looking back on the receipts here in my email. So from what I can see here, I ordered at 6:32. Now, I don't order from Pizza Hut that often, so I just typed in Pizza Hut, and I've got my 11 or so receipts here from over the years. I don't delete receipts because I'm a dork. So it looks like on that day, I ordered at 6:32 p.m. And I'm guessing, knowing my logic, I was a greedy little bitch, and I was like, let's get them started on the pizza, so when the driver gets in, we're good to go. I'm crossing my fingers, praying we're getting pizza. It becomes 8 o'clock at night on the Tuesday. I'm thinking, alright, here we go again. 8 o'clock. Nothing. 9 o'clock. I call. No answer. I call again at 10. This Pizza Hut is closing soon because they normally close around 11 to midnight-ish, thereabouts. Someone picks up at 11. I tell them what's going on. It's a completely different person than anybody I've talked to prior. Not the big boss general manager, not that other random manager, not the first guy, not the lady, just some other person. She tells me she's the only person making pizza, cooking, like manning the store, and they have 2 in-house drivers. They don't know what the hell they're doing. She sees the order, she'll get it taken care of. They're about to close, so we're cutting it real close here. I ask her if she can authorize a refund. She's like, it'll have to be something you talk about the manager tomorrow because it's store credits, and it'll have to be a whole thing on that front. It's not something she can do since it's not a credit card or funds like money, it's store credits, but whatever. We hang up the phone, I clench my ass cheeks, I cross my fingers, and I pray for the best. It's about 11 o'clock at night. I'm thinking, alright, we failed. Tomorrow I'm going to have to argue with the manager or the franchisee or Jesus or whoever's in charge over there. I decide to give them one last call. I call them at like 11:10, 11:20, one last hurrah to see if I'm getting pizza tonight or not. And when the phone is answered, it's fucking pandemonium. It sounds like there's lasers and horses and explosions and all sorts of fucking chaos on the other end of this phone. I don't know if this Pizza Hut is suffering a communist invasion or what the fuck's going on. The same lady answers the phone. I say, hey, what's up? Where's pizza? Am I gonna have to, like, cause a scene tomorrow? What's going on? She's like, oh, the driver just left. He's on the way. I'm thinking, what do you fucking... Why? Fine, whatever. It's getting done. At least there's confirmation that a human is doing something. And I confirm with her, I remember, it's an in-house driver. Yes. DoorDash drivers don't deliver out this late, which is bullshit, but whatever. DoorDash drivers are 24/7, same thing with Uber Eats. It doesn't matter. After that phone call, 10-20 minutes pass, and I remember just giving up and getting ready to go to bed. Around that night, it starts horribly and hellaciously raining. I'm talking thunder from down under, God's wrath on the globe. I want to say 11:40, 11:45, getting close to midnight, I hear a thump, 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 knock, knock, knock. Now, I know this was a long time ago because my front door still worked. My front door is broken. We don't use it anymore. We don't go to Raven Home. Story for another time. So I open my door, and sure enough, the world's smallest Pizza Hut driver is out there with my pizza. Champion Magoo found my house in the dark, in the rain, found the correct house, and saved the day. God's chosen Pizza Hut warrior standing at a cool, probably 5'3", 5'2", with his hat and his jacket. Someone's grandpa was out there in the storm making sure people got their pizza. Now, on the one hand, I felt like an asshole having this tiny old man go out in the storm, but on the other hand, I ordered in the middle of the fucking day, so it's not my fault they sent him out in the middle of the night, braving the storms, braving Poseidon's wrath. But this small little elderly man gave me my pizza and absconded off into the night. Now, after this incident, I haven't ordered from that Pizza Hut since because realistically, I don't really trust them. I don't want to have to hopefully guess that an in-house driver is there and argue with them about not giving it to fucking DoorDash drivers. God bless the small old man that gave me my pizza, but I think in terms of interacting with Pizza Hut, it's best to leave it on a positive note and the legend of the tiny man that could.